Welcome everyone. Expressing decimals to fractions. So these are rational numbers that could be changed their forms decimal to fractions. Here are the kinds of decimals to convert. First one is a terminating decimal and the other one is the repeating non-terminating decimals. Here are some reminders in converting decimal to fractions. So first one, use the number of decimal digits because it's important for us so that we know the denominator. And then simplify it, or simplest form would be the answer. Let's have example 1. Express 2800s in fraction or 0.28. So you would see here the word hundred. So therefore, its denominator is automatic 100. So you have now 28 over 100. That's why it's 28 hundreds. Now, working on that, you get factor 4 times 7 for the numerator and 4 times 25 for the denominator. Canceling the common factor in the numerator and the denominator. So the fraction form is 7 over 25. So therefore, 2800 is equal to 7 over 25. Let's have another example. Express negative 5400s in fraction. So once again, when you read it, it's negative 5400. So therefore, you have negative 54 because the number of digits. And then over 100. That's why you read that as negative 54 hundreds. Then you need to factor. So you have now negative times 2 times 27. And then in the denominator, 2 times 50. So canceling 2. So what's left now is negative 27 over 50. Therefore, it's negative 54 hundredths or negative 0.54 is equal to negative 27 over 50. Let's have this example. Express 2 and 34 hundredths in fraction. We read that normally as 2.34. However, you can read that as 2 and for the decimal point and then 34 hundredths. So therefore, we have now this one, 234. And then over 100. The whole number will leave you with that. And then you have now this one. So 2 times 117 over 2 times 50. As their common factor, you divide that. So one of the answer will be 117 over 50. However, some literature, some other standards will need to work on the mixed fraction. So you have now 2 and 17 over 50. So therefore, 2 and 34 hundredths is equal to 117 over 50, or 2 and 34 hundredths is equal to 2 and 17 over 50. Okay, let's have an example of a non-terminating repeating decimal. So we have now 8 tenths continuous in fraction. So the bar stands for, so we can say that the 8 bar, 0.8, that's 8 tenths bar, which means 0.888888 until infinity. Now, we have this one as a formulation when you're working with non-terminating repeating. So we take note as n is equal to the non-terminating. Okay, that will be 0.888. Now, multiply both sides by 10. So we have now 10n is equal to 8.888, then continuous. Now, deduct now n both sides. So we have now 10n minus n, and then you deduct 0.8888. So now what we have now as a difference is 9n is equal to 8. Now, dividing both hands side by 9, so we have now n is equal to 8 over 9 as the fraction of 8 tenths bar. So once again, to convert 8 tenths bar is equal to 8 over 9. Okay, we have now another example. We have now 23 hundredths bar. So which means now negative 23 hundredths bar is equal to 0.232323. The repeating decimal is 23 and it's in hundreds. Therefore, you have now this one. Let n be equal to 0.232323. Now you have now 100 because it's in hundreds. So 100, you multiply 100. So you have now 100n is equal to 23.232323. Now, deducting now n. So we want to deduct now the continuous. So what we'll have as a difference would be 99n is equal to 23. Now, the fraction form of 0.23 hundredths bar is 23 over 99. Therefore, this is now the final answer. I hope you learned something in expressing decimal to fractions. Thank you for watching.